and persistence is exactly like the ones before. So it's the 3 Ps, go do it, man. Good luck.
With 2 masterclasses under their belts, all 15 acts had to put what they'd learnt into action and perform for the judges.
So our first act for today is Dress.
What you doing to me? Well, you got me feeling like I'm in a dream.
I got my eye on you, baby. So what you gonna say, lady?
This ain't a love song, baby. It's a true story.
You're my weather girl. You're mine.
I love the summertime, I kick back and start running mine. This ain't no regular weather, this be my summer vibe.
Seem to go for alright still, so believe. I'd love them to be all jumping from the rafters and loving it all, but you know what I mean, at least they didn't boo me, you know what I mean, I'm not covered in tomatoes, so it's all good.
You can't get out my life. Out my life. Not gonna waste my time to say that you change your mind, your ways, stay home for days, whatever it takes to stay with me.
When I dropped in 05, people thought that it was love, but this year I've done it again. Price, so what?
Gentlemen, come again. I love the way you get me so hooked.
The quality of auditions was very high, with plenty of talented performers hungry for their big break.
I know you cheated, you're lying, boy. So you want me, stop telling me lies.
The judges, Sarah, her response, I could see that she was really digging the music. She was, you know, up there smiling constantly.
It seems so far away since that first day. Both of us were dreamers.
March, April, May, I still want you to stay. Slow down, I can't give what you want. I need to just slow down.
I caught a couple of judges bobbing their heads, but I don't want to bait them out because they'd be like, oh, they had favourites. But they seem to really had enjoyed themselves. One of them was trying to be stern.
Away from me, hey.
My change will come today. Thank you.
After all 15 had auditioned, the judges decided the 3 finalists were Cy Philly, This Boy That Girl and La Infinite. Stick around for part 2 to find out which of the 3 finalists will be the London Hugo Urban Rules winner and perform with Uncle Jam and A. Marie. Welcome back to Hugo Urban Rules. Before the break, we saw La Infinite, This Boy That Girl and Cy Philly make it through the audition to today's final selection process in front of a distinguished panel. Only one of the 3 will get the chance to perform with Uncle Jam and A. Marie, but before the auditions, they get the chance to put their questions to a panel of music industry experts. Mervyn Lim from Sony BMG, Steve Sutherland from Galaxy and Lawrence Larty from Touch Magazine.
What do you think of the current standard of UK urban music?
How do you feel about UK artists actually going off to places like America?
When you need to put that amount of effort in, which we're all prepared to do, how do you work that around having to be financially responsible for yourself?
Too many artists are just like, you know, I want to make it instant, I want to make it, but you've got to have the graft. It might get to that stage later where you get a publishing deal or whatever, then you can be like, right, I can put my all into this now. But otherwise, the only thing I can say is you've got to juggle.
What advice could you give to artists who have their package done but they're finding it really difficult to get out there?
Maybe about 20 or 30 different places you can put your stuff through. And if 3 people get to play it, that starts to buzz, it starts to roll. But a lot of people want to keep themselves a secret, don't want to understand it.
I would like advice, because I consider myself a soul artist, but a lot of the radio stations and a lot of the places where people go to kind of get exposure, like they don't really cater for soul artists.
Well, if it was me, I'd be touring. I think there's something about soul music that in most cases can't be replicated on a record. And I think I would work on that as your unique selling point. But to wait for radio to come on your side, it's never going to happen.
So the main focus of the questions that were being asked in the industry panel today were a shortcut to being signed. There's never a shortcut to being signed. And I think what we told them today was, you know, you need to persevere, you need to keep trying to do those things, because it won't come to you. You know, you won't wake up one morning and all of a sudden you've arrived. That just doesn't happen.
My top tip to succeed in the music industry is have a press release, have a good media pack, which will ensure that you get the right sort of exposure. Be persistent. If you get a knockback, take it on the chin and keep pushing forward.
The second panel sees R&B superstar A. Marie and UK electro funk act Uncle Jam sit down to answer questions from our hopefuls.
What do you feel is the turning point in your career?
Who would you say is the most creative artist or producer that you've worked with?
What separates a good manager from a bad manager, and how you made your decision in choosing your management?
To me, a manager is probably the most important person you can have on your team. One is you have to have someone who really believes in you. You need somebody who's aggressive, more aggressive than yourself.
What made you decide to get into publishing?
It's very, very important that you have your publishing. And that's something that when I got signed, I really fought a long time for with the label, because of course they want your publishing and I didn't want to give any of it up.
Today at the masterclass, I was a spectator, and I listened and I watched and I learned, and I told everyone the truth.
If you're signed in England, you probably will never be released in the States unless you sell loads of records. Now even people like Girls Aloud, they ain't released in the States because they're not doing enough units.
A lot of people ask questions about how to make money as an artist, what's the best thing to do to get noticed, how do you improve on certain things. They were great questions.